All right, everyone. Thank you for coming over and giving me some likes and shares and everything and subscriptions and all that good stuff here on YouTube. There is something I want to discuss here. I discussed it in one of my videos earlier, the TikTok challenges. Let's see, the TikTok users are being urged to flag all kind of dangerous stuff, if they think it's a challenge or something like that, set your hair on fire and run down the street with some gasoline in your hand or something. Don't do it. There's a 12-year-old boy who suffered burns over 35% of his body accepted the fire challenge off of TikTok. While the majority of trends that go viral on apps are harmless, several dangerous challenges still exist. Whenever they exist, try to make it where they're non-existent. Report them. If you have suspicious content, report it. This young fella, Nick Howell, he was a 12-year-old boy, had an important message for fellow TikTok users. After he suffered 35% of burns all over his body. And he didn't have to have them burns. He was at his grandmother's house down in Miami, and him and his cousin started, discussing this stuff. And it's so-called fire challenge. I'm looking down. I should be looking at you guys. And he said you shouldn't try everything you see on TV or on the media or anything like, dropping an anvil on your head. Come on now. And it won't go well if you do all that, is what this young fella said. So he was speaking out against this incident. So, he poured a little bit of rubbing alcohol on the concrete floor, lit it, and tried to put it out. But he guessed the bottle caught on fire, and he started getting on fire and burning him up and everything like that. I just don't see, if you want to start a fire, ask your mom and dad. This is a 12-year-old fella that didn't need to have all these burns all over his body. Also mainstream media, they got a lot of things going on out there, and his mother said it was very traumatizing and heartbreaking, and not to mention devastating. The young fellow was burned up pretty good, 35% of his body. That's a lot. Even 5%, that's a lot. I got a burn on my arm, and I wasn't too happy about it, The publication reports that Nick started screaming and running towards the front of the house before his father and uncle saw him and sprayed him with water. He spent 6 months in the hospital undergoing treatment, and he had to relearn how to dress, stand, and walk and all that stuff just because of this one little stupid challenge. And if you guys see this stuff, man, report it, And then you've got this other one that was a challenge called the Blackout Challenge. It's a trend where it's on dares. I dare you. Anyhow, users hold their breath until they lose consciousness. That's extremely dangerous. Extremely. They need to report that stuff. There's also one called the Penny Challenge, the NyQuil Chicken Trend, the Milk Crate Challenge, and the Orbs shooting. Shooting orbs. Look all this stuff up and show it to your kids and show them what not to do. They're speaking out against it. TikTok said their spokesperson said that their community guidelines, it's community guideline. It says don't do it. Anyway, it makes it clear, that the content's not acceptable on their platform. That includes content that encourages and promotes or glorifies any kind of dangerous behavior, and that might lead to injury. So you guys think about all that stuff, man. Damn. I'm not going to jump off a cliff. Now, there's one thing that I did try, the Mary Poppins thing, jump off the house with an umbrella. Didn't work. I hit the ground pretty damn hard. So anyway, I'm going to leave you guys with this, with relationships. And Yeah, I'm not a psychologist. You know, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a person that has all these degrees and everything. But I do have one thing. It's called common sense. Don't throw a gas tank into a freaking fire. It'll blow up. Anyway, this is what I'm gonna leave you with. If he or she will stay single forever before he or she gets treated like they are nothing again. So you guys remember that stuff. This one here is going into the 5.5 minute area. So and all this TikTok stuff and all of this stuff on the mainstream media, man, make sure your kids are well versed on it and know everything that it takes to recognize all this stuff. You know, keep them safe. Flint's out.